Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday weekly group call on the Speaker Focus platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus. On behalf of the team at Speaker Focus and co-founder Auston Troyer, we are ready to jump into another dynamic session. For those of you who are joining, you know the rules. Use the raise hand feature if you have a question. By all means, I will get to you. I want to start off while we are waiting for some more people to come into the Q&A call right now. I want to start out with the thought of the day. So I want everybody to remember this. As you are taking your goals to another level in 2021, I want to talk about a level of elevation you've never seen before in your life. That's what I want to talk about. When I tell you that my personal start to the new year has been one of the best. It's probably in the top 10 that I've had in my career. And it's the reason why is because when you start expanding your mind and you start attracting a newer caliber client, every time I turn around, we're getting better clients and better clients. I'm not talking about what you have on. I'm talking about not talking about your clothes. I'm talking about a quality of attitude, quality of consistency, quality of people that really want it real bad. See, I am a professional expert at detecting all the nonsensical bullshit that goes along with sales. Sales has to do with lying. So you deal with liars every day. It just comes with the territory. But when you start changing things up here, it doesn't matter who says what to you. If you're really good at being able to manage people and you're really good at understanding how your business model is put together and you understand the sales cycle and you understand the four major personality types, the strengths, the limitations, characteristics, and tendencies of all of these people, then you're going to understand that people are very predictable. It's just about everything you could possibly imagine that I've heard before in sales. So I want to talk to you about elevating. Don't worry about where people are when it comes to you trying to book the speaking engagements. The conference coordinators are liars too. They're going to tell you this when they're trying to do this. So the best chance how you can neutralize people blowing some smoke up your ass is to make sure that your business is as prepared as possible. That is the only type of real defense that you have with neutralizing or stopping lying right in its tracks. Now, I can tell you this, because where I am in my mind, this is about mental warfare. And I am just not prepared to relinquish control over to people that are not swift decision makers. I am not prepared to relinquish control of people that think they're going to bulldog me and tell me about my business that I've been in for 35 years and been able to look at the heartaches and the setbacks and overcome those things in a very professional manner. I have stood the test of time. I have staying power because I am better than the liars when it comes to sales. It's just that simple. I'm better at delivering my service than they are at lying. So watch this. When people start lying to you, it's funny. I had a sales call a little bit earlier today. It doesn't matter if it's a conference coordinator or if you're running a coaching program. It doesn't matter what it is. I had a lady tell me, well, Kevin, if I give you a number, then you're going to hold me to that number. And then what? Of course, I'm going to hold you to the number, lady. You're supposed to be a woman of your word. Like I'm supposed to be a man of my word. Communication is negotiation. So I want all of you to understand something very, very simple. When you start doing it at a high level, like I've learned to do it at a high level, the liar doesn't have the skill and I don't have the time. You see, so you're allowing people to waste your time with lies and bullshit and deception. See, there's a way you have to become good at detecting the bullshit. And if you're really good at detecting it, like I've become a master at detecting these type of diversionary tactics, People don't want to talk straight with you. Guess what? You have to elevate up here. Then you're going to start attracting a better quality client. That's a guarantee. See, some of you are too busy participating in all the lower level vibrational frequencies where all the bullshit and lies, and you're not going to be able to transcend to a whole nother level because you're so busy trying to deal with clients on the lower vibrational frequency. That just messes up your whole business. You have to fire some of these conference coordinators and meeting planners that you're going after. You have to be able to put yourself in a position where you stop dealing with lower level vibrational frequencies. See, that's why they call money cash flow. In order for you to have a nice flow to your revenue and it increases, you got to be able to elevate up here. You have to operate on a higher vibrational frequency up here. By the way, if you have any questions and you want to use the raise hand feature, you're more than welcome to jump in. I am just simply talking to you about the reality, like these other speaker coaches don't simply have the balls of guts enough to do because they're so busy living in la la land. And then all of a sudden, Kevin T. Robertson comes along. And if I ruffle your feathers, if I touch your sensibilities, then good. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm going to tell you the facts so you can go out here and dominate this market that is I've never seen it like this before in my life. Forget about this social networking shit and forget about the internet. I'm a pre-internet speaker. That's how long I've been around. I've been along before the internet. I was speaking before the internet came around. You didn't even know what it was. You couldn't even pronounce it. You didn't even know what it was. Somebody said internet to you. You're like, what the hell is that? The first time somebody said to me, the information superhighway, I was like, what is this guy trying to be a smart ass? What the hell is an information superhighway? I bet y'all know what it is now. They don't even call it that anymore. That's how old school I am. I remember when AOL, when it had that long ass sound, your modem was irritating when you were trying to hook up to the internet and it was slow as I don't know what, but that's all you had and you were happy for it. Now we got high speed internet. We can't get the information fast enough. But let me tell you something about no, hey, Michael, I love you, bro. And guess what, Michael? I chose the right client. See, this is what people don't seem to understand. See, I get a chance to choose who I want to work with. You're not coming into this program if you're an asshole. You're not coming into this coaching program if all you're going to do is you don't want to actually do some real work. See, it has to work. You've got to become skilled at selecting the right clientele for you to do business with. Now, some of that's going to come from the way you have your branding set up, the way you have your messaging organized. Let me tell you something. If your messaging is some bullshit, what kind of lead do you think you're going to attract to it? You got it. And even when you have superior copywriting skills, sometimes you're going to snag a bad lead every once in a while. Listen, this is the sales cycle. You know, a lot of speakers are horrible at managing sales because they don't have a process. This is why we teach you how to do it on the Speaker Focus platform. I am giving you some things that hit me directly between the eyes every single day. If you think I don't have a rough day in sales, you are sadly mistaken. We all have rough days. It's the way you handle it. See, and as much as I'm trying to get you to refine your processes, I'm trying to get you to upgrade mentally. I'm trying to get you to work and operate at a higher vibrational frequency. It has to start with me. I am elevating every single day. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm finding new ways to do business and make money like I've never had before in my life. And the reason why, it's because of the type of clients that you have. See, you're only as good as the clients that you're attracting. We got great people in our coaching program because me and Austin, we don't want to do business with people that, number one, are not going to do the work. Number two, they are not going to take the program serious. They're not going to want to do the follow-up. This is serious business we're talking about. And if you don't want to learn how to become better at copywriting and attract the quality conference coordinator to your messaging, then you simply want to stay right where you are. Some of us need to level up. We need to smarten up and we need to get serious about our professional speaking goals. So I can tell it to you like this: is I'm not sure if I'm seeing any raised hands right now, so I'm gonna keep talking a little bit more. Anybody that wants to use the raise hand feature, please do so, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Let me jump back into when we're talking about elevating to a whole nother level, and we're talking about sales and the type of shenanigans that some people put up with in sales. Remember, some people you have to fire them from your business model. I remember when me and Austin first started running ads, and there's a certain kind of client that was attracted to our brand because we had to improve the copy. See, when you start improving the copy, it lets everybody know right up front, if you're not a service provider, if you are not a specialist, a subject matter expert, a leading authority, you need to get the hell out of my funnel. See, this isn't for you. See, if you're not interested in growing your speaker business, maybe speaker focus isn't for you. If you're not interested in organizing this message, and then you're not interested in going step by step by step. Do you know the number one question I get every single day? KTR, what's going to be the fastest way I'm going to get an ROI on my money? Well, you know what I ask? You know what I ask them? See, I'm the type of person, I'm going to answer a question with a question, especially when you're trying to talk to me about rushing the process. What's the fastest way you can get my signature programs back to me? I don't know. How fast can you get the graphic designer on your speaker info kit and hire somebody and then get it turned around and get the first draft back? How fast are you going to sit there and start working on your speaker video demo? How fast can you go through module 5 and listen to every step that Austin takes and plug in your signature programs here? Put your logo here. How fast are you going to get that turned around? See, there is no money. You're not going to get any money, excuse me, unless you start doing the work. See, this is going to set the tone for the rest of the year. I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me real good, because there's a lot of people that's delusional in this internet ecosystem right now. You know the reason why we go through such a stringent process for the clients that we attract to our business? See, this is no different. You know, listen, every brand, you know, let's take Panera versus Five Guys, right? Panera is not like, okay, we have a healthy alternative. Well, they still got some stuff in there that's fattening because there's bread all over the place, right? But that's besides the point. Panera has a healthier alternative. Marketing is me making you believe what I want you to believe. So it's bread, watch this, it's bread all over the place in Panera, yet we think it's a healthy alternative. It's white bread all over the place in Panera, yet we're dipping it in our soup all the time. Now, they do have salads, they do have some healthy sandwiches, but the perception is that it's better for you. Yet, I can get my gut full and stuck out if I go to Panera or Five Guys, either one. What kind of client do you want to attract to your brand? Are you packaging some bullshit inside of a nice, pretty box with a bow on it? Is that what you're doing? I don't know. I guarantee you this, if you got some weak signature programs, that's what you're doing. If your sales tools are put together wrong, you have just put a turd inside of a box. Is that what you're interested in selling? I'm not. See, this is what it boils down to, global bosses that we're speaking to right now. I'm talking about, it comes down to what kind of level of pride do you have in your signature programs? What kind of level of pride do you want to be able to show about your branding? I don't know. What kind of image do you want to put forward? Because I can tell you this, there's a lot of noise on the internet right now. I see it every day. I have to listen to it every day because, again, selling is a process of weeding out the imposters, the fake conference coordinators. KTR, how do you know the conference coordinator is not serious? They don't have a real date to offer you. They don't have a real online conference or event. I'm not talking about some bullshit meeting on Clubhouse. I'm not talking about some inviting you to some fake ass Zoom meeting with a bunch of people on there networking and having a party. Oh, it's a lot of that going on right now. There's so much talking going on right now. I'm sick of it. Where's the real work being done? I don't know. Where's the pride? Do you understand how easy it is to stick out with your professional speaking services? I mean, literally, I'm talking about, see, watch this. Everybody's running around talking about being great, but yet nobody understands what greatness really is. You know what greatness is? Greatness is putting in more work than you. I out hustle you. I do more work than you. This is a fact. You know how many other coaches that I talk to every single day? You know how many TEDx speakers I talk to on a week-to-week basis? Everybody's running around thinking that they hot shit, right? Until you come have a real conversation with me. And then some of us got to be knocked down a couple of pegs by the facts. See, we are in a society right now. I've never seen anything like it before. Remember, I'm a pre-internet speaker. I am pre-internet. I'm pre-social networking. I know what it's like to really struggle to get a booking. Not all this automation and all this stuff right now. I'm talking about you had to have some real skill to market your professional speaker services back in the day. Now it just makes it easier that you have all this automation. But I can tell it to you like this. Because of 80% of the coaches and the speakers in the ecosystem right now, they don't know value if it was a fish that jumped up and slapped them in their face. They don't even know how to identify with it. Now, this is the reason why all of you on our platform, you literally made the cut. See, you wanted to do business with us, but we also wanted to do business with you for a reason. You don't get in this coaching program because I don't tolerate any of this bullshit when I'm managing the sales cycle. We're going to watch this. We're going to negotiate with each other. We're going to extend respect. But when I get a real smart ass, when I get somebody that thinks they know more about this shit than I do, okay, no problem. I see Krishna with her hand raised. Krishna, I'll be right with you. As soon as I finish this point, when I see a person that thinks they're a know-it-all, allowed to talk. Krishna asked to unmute. Let me see. Krishna asked to unmute. Okay, there we go. I see you unmuted. Krishna, just give me a second. I'll be right with you. Are you there?
Hi, everyone. No, it was just actually a quick question comment.
Okay, yeah. I'll pause. I'll facilitate the question. Krishna, where you what part of the world are you zooming from again?
Finland.
Finland. Okay. Dr. Krishna, I'm all ears.
Yes, and sorry, I'm not putting my camera on because it's 1 a.m. I'm sitting in the bed.
Oh, it's okay. Listen, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for setting your alarm and waking up at 1 a.m. to jump on a weekly call. That's a lot of dedication. What's your question?
Regarding TEDx that you mentioned, there's like such a lot of people, every second person becomes a TEDx speaker. And it kind of feels like that is kind of the norm. If you've not been a TEDx speaker, you're not hot business. Why is that?
Okay, that's a great question, by the way. Well, Krishna, we're going to tell it like we always do right from the beginning. You had a level of authenticity that we appreciate so much. And that's a great question. Why is the TEDx brand so hot? Because every speaker in the world thinks that if they get a TED talk, they're gonna blow up. Listen, I break TEDx speakers down major levels every single day. I don't give a damn how many of them you've done. If you've done 2 TEDx talks, you know what? You know the majority of the TEDx speakers I talk to, they're still not charging enough for their keynote speeches. They're still charging $1,000 or $2,000. They are still in broke, begging, and desperation mode. For some reason, they got a TED talk, but they don't know how to leverage that logo being behind them.
But some of them aren't even great speakers.
Of
That's
course,
my
they're not
point.
great speakers because I'm sorry, Krishna. I get
No.
excited
That
sometimes.
go ahead. That's all I wanted to say. I was like, they're not even great speakers yet they get a
Yeah,
TEDx. So
yeah. You
what's
know
up with
why? Because if you look at the topics that and now some people do deliver really, really great TED talks,
no,
but
true,
it's
that's
like
true.
when it first came out, I believe that they weren't really releasing a lot of, like, if you got a TEDx talk like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, it was like huge. But now they're doing all these TEDx speaker series in every city. It was more exclusive when it first started. Now they are looking for the subject matter experts and the leading authorities and the trusted advisors, and they do have a great brand. But a lot of other platforms have great brands too. Dr. Krishna, you have a great brand. But see, what I learned is and I want you to listen to me on this. When I was a younger speaker and I first started, I thought all these other speakers were better than me. I thought they were on a whole nother level. Like I literally used to look up to these speakers. My dear friend, my mentor, my colleague, Les Brown. Before I took a stage with Les Brown, and I probably spoke on the same stage with him maybe 6 or 7 times in my career, right? And the first time I spoke with him on the same platform, he asked me to come speak at an event called Motivational Monday. But I used to literally think Les could walk on water. Now he's my colleague. See, back in the day, I used to think Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins, and Tony was super young back in the day. He wasn't an older speaker. He was a younger speaker. He wasn't even in his prime back in the late 80s or early 90s. And all of a sudden, personal power came, and then it took him to a whole nother level. But Tony's a lot bigger than he ever was. But what happens is, as speakers, and you don't have to minimize your value or thinking that other speakers are better than you. But I used to do it all the time. These other speakers, they're best-selling authors. They have better topics than me. No, here's what it boils down to, Krishna. They had better marketing. And that's the reason why they were earning higher fees. And that's why I looked up to them so much. Me, because of where I come from, I don't come from wealth, articulation, education, any of these things. I said, well, I'm missing out on something. And then when I was younger, ego got in the way. And I said, wow, you know what? I am not going to pay anybody to teach me how to be better at this business. I'm smart enough to figure it out on my own. So see, here's what happens. Now you have this TEDx brand. It's like anything else on social media. It gets a lot of attention, but it's overrated. Because I'm talking to speakers every day that still don't know how to book speaking engagements after they've done a TED Talk. They're still horrible at marketing. Very few of them have a really, really strong message. See, so I'm supposed to believe that you got the world all figured out because you had a TED Talk? Please, I talk to 1 or 2 of them a day, and they still don't have it figured out. None of us have it figured out all the way. But when it comes to this business, Krishna, one thing I didn't promise you, I guaranteed you, that we want to show you how to put this business together the right way. And the speakers, Krishna, I got to say this, because speakers have a defeatist attitude. They think that the Speakers Bureau is going to get them booked. I talk to people that have done TEDx talks who are represented by a Speakers Bureau who are still speaking for $2,000. Really, Speakers Bureau? Are you looking for them to be a high fee speaker or a low fee speaker? So all of these things these are figments of our imagination that we create when we're speakers. We say these speakers are on a higher level. It's not even fair to judge yourself. Like Dr. Kristen, it's not even fair for me to say, well, I don't have a doctorate degree. Am I any less of a speaker that I don't have a doctorate degree? No, but I tell you what I do have. I got 35 years worth of 2,700 plus speaking engagements that tells me that I've seen everything in this business you can imagine. I've been abused, mistreated, discriminated against. I put myself in a position out of ignorance to let the conference coordinator give me what they wanted me to have instead of me setting the real fee and enforcing the mark. For years, I stumbled around in broke, begging, or desperation mode, not understanding what my real value was. Even though I have a lot of confidence, but when it came to marketing, I was suffering. So I don't give a damn if you see the TEDx logo or not. A very small percentage of them are doing very, very well. They're authors, they're best-selling authors. They have this thing that's happening with them that's the top like 3 to 5% of speakers. And maybe they're making the higher fees, but the majority of them are struggling worse than people on our platform. So I have to talk to them about having these serious conversations about, oh, really? The defeatist attitude comes when you think the Speakers Bureau is going to do a great job for you. A Speakers Bureau's job is not marketing you. Their job is to, when someone calls about Dr. Krishna, can you get me Dr. Krishna? Hell, I can get you any speaker in the world you want. I could call Tony Robbins right now. Listen, Tony, I got a connect in Dubai. Somebody wants to offer you $1 million to come speak at the Royal Palace. I need 10% to get you the gig. You think Tony will take it tomorrow? I know how to get to all these high profile people because I'm a celebrity insider. So it doesn't really matter about the status. I'm going to tell you what gives you all the leverage that you're going to need as a speaker. And Dr. Krishna, I'm going to say this in closing, and you don't have to worry about the TEDx brand. You don't have to worry about all these people perpetrating a fraud on 80% of the YouTubers with their lifestyle, making it seem like they're making a whole bunch of money. Let me tell you something. Most of these people are clowns. They don't have the first clue about how to organize a message. They're bloviators of the first order. What we're teaching you to do is organize the messaging so you have all the leverage. The conference coordinator is going to come looking for you. If TEDx speakers were getting booked left and right, how come some of them still have empty dates on their calendar? No bookings in sight. They still don't know how to organize a message. They don't still have real topics that they talk about. They just got hired to be a TEDx speaker for whatever reason. Damn, anybody can get a TED Talk these days. To be honest with you, I really don't care if I get one or not. If they come ask me to do it, will I do it? Sure, I'll do it. Just be another credential feather in your cap. But at the end of the day, I still have a business that I have to run. And I have a responsibility to the members on our platform to teach them how to do this business the right way. So Dr. Krishna, I really wouldn't get wrapped up and concerned about whether or not you have a TEDx talk or not. Let me tell you what you do have. You have the oratorical skills, the presentation, the elocution, the articulation. You have the brand. You have the knowledge transfer. You have the skills as a professional speaker. You are a specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, and trusted advisor. So for the speakers who are motivational, inspirational speakers, I got news for all of you that are hard-headed. I had a lady try to argue with me today and said, wait a minute, how come you don't want me to call myself a motivational speaker? What are you talking about? I said, do you want to stay at the broke, begging, or desperation mode? Do you want to keep earning $0 to $1,000? Do you want to keep earning $1,000 to $3,500? Dr. Krishna, have you ever been underpaid as a speaker before? Have you ever gotten a low fee before that you didn't like?
Oh, of course.
Of course. Are you, let me tell you, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired of getting underpaid to speak? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
What was one of your main reasons for signing up for Speaker Focus?
Well, I think just to figure out the whole marketing and getting to the right people that's got the money.
Right.
In all honesty, I've
this is
never
why I
been
love you,
paid.
Dr. Chris. That's right. Say it again. You said it kind of low. Can you say that again, please? Please repeat it verbatim.
Get to the right people that pays the money.
Get to the right, watch this, Dr. Chris, and I have to turn into speaker coach real quick. Get into the right conference coordinators, meeting and event planners, chair or committee members, key decision makers who are directly responsible for booking your brand and leadership speaking. Remember, leadership is the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences, corporate meetings, and events worldwide. So I service thousands of them. Dr. Kristen, did you hear me say in specific on our very first call, before we even onboarded you into the program, did you hear me say, I do not want you to listen to me like I'm your speaker coach. I need you to listen to me like I'm who? The conference coordinator. That's all I care about. When you surround yourself with conference coordinator, when you get into the psychology of how they think, see, they don't have time to participate in this clownery that's going on the internet right now. I've never seen it like this before ever in my life. The level of irresponsibility to not deliver quality signature programs is beyond my understanding. But that's okay, because see, what's happening right now, mark my words, Dr. Kristen, it's ushering in a new kind of speaker right now. The ones who really are serious about delivering the value. People who are speaking from the gut, people who speak from the heart. You should be compensated properly for your professional speaking deliverables, not underpaid. And if I got anything to do with it, every step of the way on this platform, I'm going to make sure that you put it together the right way. What's the biggest thing that you learned thus far about me sending back your signature programs? By the way, I have your feedback on the second iteration that you sent me back later tonight or tomorrow morning. What's the biggest thing you learned when I sent back? And you said something real key at the bottom of the email. I want to see if you touch on that. What did you learn when I sent you back all of the notes and stuff for your signature programs? What did I tell you?
Oh, that I need to be more specific.
Yeah. Did you get the feeling like it wasn't strong enough?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Were you offended when I gave you that feedback? Hey, Dr.
Oh, no,
Krista, take another run. Were you offended?
not at all. I appreciated it because I think that is just the thing. As a professional, when I speak on academic topics, there's a structure, and it's a matter of relating data, and it's relating research that you've done. So it's a different type of talk than just, giving information to a more general audience.
Absolutely. I'm talking, listen, this word is one of my favorites. It's called specificity. See,
Yeah.
it's a derivative of specific. You have got to be specific with your messaging.
Mm.
So remember, leadership is the key to open up the door. It's what the conference coordinator really wants to hire. They don't give a damn about hiring a motivational, inspirational speaker. This is the hard part for speakers to understand because they're stuck in motivational, inspirational speaking purgatory. See, we gotta tone down our voice. We gotta have some more discipline. We gotta be able to deliver the value is what the conference coordinator wants to hire. They want to see the key takeaways in the messaging. They want you to come in as the specialist and give their audience, help them achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. Now, if you can do that for me, the conference coordinator, I am super impressed. See, everybody wants the conference coordinator to be impressed by their credentials, when in fact, the conference coordinator doesn't give a damn about your credentials. You know what they care about? They care about those opening paragraphs with those signature programs, Dr. Krishna, and they care about those bullets that's going to do the talking for you. You already run a successful coaching program right now. Do you want to get stuck trying to talk the conference coordinator into booking you to speak? Or do you want the conference coordinator coming to you? Like how when I sent you an email out and you said, I need to get on Kevin's calendar. Maybe this is something I need to hear about. And then when you heard about it, it wasn't full of hot air and nonsensical BS that does not complement your goals. Let me ask you something, Dr. Krishna. Did I put you in a very difficult position to tell me no? Did I give you so much value that it was difficult for you to say, nah, I don't need that. That doesn't sound right to me. Oops, I think I lost her. Oh man, we lost Dr. Krishna. Okay, let's see if she can log back in. This is what happens when you got a global business, ladies and gentlemen. Shit happens to the signal sometimes. All right, we're gonna wait for her to come back. And we got Brian Rehorn. Let me see. Wait a minute. Did she come back on? Did Brian? I think Brian had his hand raised. Okay, Brian. When give me a quick second, please. Give me a second, please. I apologize. Yes. Yes. Give me my normal, please. I'm in the Zoom session right now. Sorry. Yes, please. Thank you. Sorry about that. When the housekeeper asks you what you want for dinner, what are you supposed to do? Ignore the call? Okay, listen to me. Now, we're waiting for Dr. Kristen to log back in. Maybe she's having a technical difficulty. But Brian Rehorn, I believe Brian had a question. Brian, what's going on, boss?
I just had a comment on when you said that you asked her, did you make it difficult for me to say no? Then she dropped out. Well, you made it real difficult to me to say no. And I've been in business for a long time. I've been, I want what I want when I want it. And when you presented the offer to me, I was like, no, I hesitated a little bit, but then I didn't have the money. And I scrambled to get that money because I knew the value. From that phone call we had, I knew the value. And I went through any means I get to get it. I mean, I don't really go back to my street ways, but I go back to my street ways to get into this program.
Hey, listen, Brian. Dr. Krishna is back, but listen, brother. You know, This is what you want to do with the conference coordinator. Let me see. Let me ask Dr. Kristen to unmute. Dr. Kristen, are you back?
Yes, sorry about that. I've got no idea what happened.
Oh, no, it's okay. Hey, listen, this is what I said. When you run a global business and with all of these Zoom sessions is happening all over the world, these kind of things happen. It's okay. Now, what I was asking was, do you feel like I put you in, and this goes back to what Brian was saying while you were trying to log back in. I was asking, do you feel like do you feel like I made it hard to say no because I gave you so much value in the first call?
Yes, I did, because I think this is something I've always been looking for, and I've never known how to do this.
Okay.
And to me, it was a no-brainer because, you know, I've always thought you get to be a professional speaker by luck.
Yeah, your luck. Yeah, guess what, Dr. Krishna? This is one of the characteristics that fall into a defeatist attitude, where people think all the high fee speakers are lucky.
Mm.
How do they do it? How do these high fee speakers get a chance to see? Everybody's too busy trying to be a superstar. There are very few speakers that have that kind of work ethic. Like, I didn't get in this to be a superstar. I got in this to help people.
Mm.
And I end up being the world's #1 speaker coach. I mean, listen, Mike Tyson said when he was a champion, he was in a press conference one time when I'm talking about the Mike Tyson when he was unbeatable. He said, listen, I know this is difficult for everybody here to understand, but I'm just simply the best. It is what it is. It's the facts, right? Now, Dr. Kristen, I know you deliver service at a very, very high level. You had to just be part of a system that would teach you every single step of the way of how to organize the messaging, which you're on your second iteration of upgrading your signature programs. By the way, you did exactly what I needed you to do. You beefed out the bullets. You made the bullets longer. They were more descriptive. You were more specific in the opening paragraphs for the signature programs. Remember when I just copy and pasted 3 main lines that galvanized that opening paragraph. And when I read one of your opening paragraphs, I immediately had a smile on my face because you got it. And that automatically upgraded your opening paragraph. So here's what happens with your messaging. Your messaging does all the talking for you. That gives you leverage. When you go to module 2 and you start building all your sales tools, it does the talking for you. What does that do? Give you leverage. When you're guessing, when you're in broke, begging, or desperation mode, when you think it's luck, when you think the Speakers Bureau is going to turn you into a high fee speaker. I mean, this kind of stuff is laughable to me right now, but I bet you it wasn't laughable when I first started. You want me to tell you what the reason why is? Because I thought I'm going to let someone else do the work. You know, listen, this is a trap that speakers fall into because they're higher level business professionals. And we got them all on our platform. All of them. TEDx speakers, Super Bowl champions, soccer moms, people that own $30+ million, people that run successful companies, celebrities, high profile, high net worth, athletes, entertainers, service providers, specialists, subject matter experts, leading authorities, trusted advisors, doctors, people with double master's degrees. We got them all. And the trap that they fall into is thinking that they're smarter than the system. They're thinking that, oh, I'm going to get my PR person to book me speaking engagements. Let me be real clear for the people in the cheap seats that didn't hear it the last time I said it. And Dr. Chris, in all fairness, I know you're new to the program, so I'm going to repeat it back to you. You're probably going to hear me say it over again. PR people are not good at marketing professional speaker services. They may be good at getting you on the radio. They may have some contacts to get you on air. The bigger PR firms, if you pay them a real big pot of money, they'll have you on every news channel across the nation. But most of them aren't worth a hill of beans. I paid PR agencies $4,000, nothing. I paid them $5,000, nothing. Oh, they taught me how to write some real good copy though. They taught me, they gave me a lot of great scripts. See, I walked away with it from something, but I thought that, oh, they're going to book me for I'm going to get some speaking engagements when I go on TV. You know how many times I've been on TV and it's resulted in no speaking engagements? Another defeatist attitude, Dr. Krishna, is when people say, I'm going to sign up with the Speakers Bureau. You know how many complaints? You know how many complaints I hear with best-selling? We got best-selling authors on our platform. I talk to them all the time. They're saying, "Oh yeah, I'm signed up with this Speakers Bureau because they represent Ariana Huffington. She charges $250,000. Well, you're not Ariana Huffington, and that's why you're not going to get 250K. So watch this. A Speakers Bureau is not good at marketing your professional speaking services. You know what they're good at? They're good at picking up the phone after somebody else says, "Hey, listen, Dr. Krishna, could you get a Dr. Krishna for us? We got a budget of $15,000. Sure, let me call and see if she's available." They may not even be you may not even be in their bureau. They're just headhunters. That's all the Speakers Bureau is.
Mhm.
So if you don't have an Olympic gold medal hanging around your neck, if you haven't survived a shark attack, if you're not Sully who just landed the plane on the Hudson River and all the people survived. If you're not one of those, if you're not a media darling, a Speakers Bureau really doesn't want to deal with you. And then you got to make all your marketing materials bureau friendly. You got to register in there. Watch this. You're just like a Dr. Krishna, have you ever heard of a Japanese inspection before?
No.
Okay, so the Japanese operate like this. So when you piss them off and you bring something on their dock and try to get it into their country, like a load of lettuce. Well, a lettuce is a perishable item. So they just let it sit on the dock. When you irritate them and you make them mad, they'll let it sit on the dock. Now it's spoiled. So the trade treaty says we cannot let spoiled goods into our country. So it gets destroyed, it perishes. Now you can't get in. Well, this is what some of these speakers are doing. They are a perishable item sitting on the shelf inside the Speakers Bureau. I can't see you on the shelf. Oh, you're going bad. You're spoiling. You don't have any value to me. You got to be real hot in order to make the Speakers Bureau situation work for you. And it rarely works. Listen, I got best-selling authors complaining to me on the strategy call that their Speakers Bureau isn't doing enough work for them because I'm the one that brings it to their attention that the Speakers Bureau is not good at marketing their professional speaking services. The Speakers Bureau is a headhunter. PR people are not good at marketing professional speaking services. They're not going to get you any gigs. Nor is a booking manager or your fake business manager who doesn't know anything about lead generation and writing copy and all the things we're going to be teaching you on the Speaker Focus platform. This is the kind of ridiculousness that I see in this industry every single day. So, Dr. Krishna, when you entrust Speaker Focus with your professional speaking career, sometimes I'm a little rough with the way I say it, but I'd rather say it like that and tell you the truth and give you the facts and hold you accountable so you have strong signature programs going into the marketplace. Because let me tell you, 3 to 4 suggestions I gave you upgraded your signature programs immediately, and they are headed in the right direction. Don't worry about it. I may got maybe one other correction when you send it back to me, and you're there. Because those bullets are flowing better now, and definitely those opening paragraphs are flowing. You're doing an outstanding job. Listen, just stay focused. And I love the way you communicate as well. We can handle as many questions as you have. Just keep asking the questions. We want to listen, we can go as fast or slow as you need to. Okay? Do the work. Build the business out the right way. Get past one section and don't think about the other section. Just focus on the signature programs right now. When I say, Dr. Krishna, your signature programs are done, and I'm looking at your bio formula, boom, you're finished. Move on to the next stage. Because what we really want to do, see all of you understand clear. I want all of you.
Let me call you back.
Oh, Brian, I didn't even know you were still, bro. I'm muting you. I didn't even know he was still on. Okay. All of you need to spend most of your time in module 5. But you're not ready to get to module 5. That's where we teach you how to get the money, set up the automations, free organic outreach, how to manage paid traffic, how to attract a quality conference coordinator, Dr. Krishna, who is going to pay you at the $5,000+ level. A quality booking is all we're interested in. That's it. It's going to take you some time to get to module 5, but guess what? We're going to get you there. and you got our support and you can show up. Now, if you show up every Monday on the group call and you wake up at 1 a.m. your time, I mean, you are a real trooper. I'm telling you, how'd you pull it off tonight?
I must be honest, I did put down the alarm a couple of times, but
Listen,
you know
I
what?
love, I love your dedication. I saw it right from the beginning. Again, Dr. Krishna, you want to have a business where you're doing business with the right kind of conference coordinators. Understand, I would take a speaking engagement from anybody when I first started, and I shouldn't have been doing that. See, I didn't know how to identify with my target market. You and your services are custom built for the corporate and association market. This is a global business. And corporations and associations, they suffer from massive amounts of dysfunction. Okay. So the youth market, speaking to kids, the faith-based market, speaking to churches, the government contracting market, and the college market typically try to keep a cap on your salary of 5,000 US dollars and below. But the corporate and association market, there's no cap on your salary. You want to be able to find the human resource director, the head of training and development, the manager, the person that is directly responsible for working with outside contractors. They're often referred to as the corporate meeting planner, the key decision maker, somebody who has the authority to issue a purchase order, to start the process of getting you your check, 50% non-refundable deposit up front, just to take the date off the calendar. Never reserve tour dates for free. This isn't a retail store. If you want to deal with me, you're going to pay me 50% non-refundable deposits of $25,000 up front. And then I want the other $25,000 when I get there, and I always put my check in my pocket. See, it says it right there in the engagement agreement when you get to that point. Watch this. Specific language. The second part of Kevin's deposit is due before the first performance. The conference coordinator is trying to find me as soon as I get on site before I even speak. Hey, Kevin, here's the other half of your money. Thank you very much. See, remember, make it easy for the conference coordinator to do business with you and teach them how to give you money. Dr. Chris, any other questions tonight?
No, not at the moment.
Getting a TED Talk is not going to define your career. You've already put the hard work in. You know what's going to define your career? You putting in the hard work and getting all the leverage. That's how you're going to get to the quality conference coordinators, because a lot of TEDx speakers still don't know how to do that. How about that?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, TED Talk or no TED Talk, like you said, is another cap in your feather. I was just wondering why they're such a hot commodity, because I've heard some of them and I was like, oh my goodness.
Because everybody in their mind thinks that if I get a TED Talk, I'm going to blow up. And it's not true. In a small case, it's true. For people that are really doing a lot of big things on a higher level, but for the majority of people, please, I'm just not impressed. I talk to them every day. They're horrible at marketing, period.
You know what? I have another question. I just thought of it now.
Sure.
So,
Dr. Krishna, you can take the whole session if you want to. You got up at 1 a.m. in Finland. Now, I don't give a damn about anybody else right now. Ask as many questions as you want.
thank you. Sorry, everyone.
It's okay. No, don't apologize. They get some value out of it. This happens every Monday. I spend a lot of time on one or two people that really, really need me to. So go ahead, ask your question.
I've seen also, like you were saying about social media, everything blowing up. It's like you were saying, you're getting so sick and tired of talks, because everybody has got a free Facebook webinar or Facebook group talk or this talk or that talk and that talk. I assume from what I've seen so far in your program and what you've said, like what we're talking, that is not our market. So I don't have to worry about those things anymore.
That's right. That's right. See, listen.
Goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that a relief that if you're going to the wrong, watch this. A lot of times I was asking the market to pay me money that was incapable of paying me the fee that I really wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that anymore. Remember, the corporate and association market pays the bigger fees. Now, unless you're a celebrity, you got a celebrity brand, watch this. If you're an average speaker in the college market, they're going to keep you under $5,000. They're going to pay you if you price yourself out around, you could be on fire in the college market if you do a lot of $2,000 or $3,000 gigs, right? But what's going to happen is you got to take out all your expenses out of that $2,000 or $3,000. If you're a celebrity in the college market, they'll pay you $30K. They're going to pool together multiple budgets and pay $30K. They'll get some stuff from the Greek department. When the athletic department wants to do a gig, when homecoming rolls around, they're going to take that money out of their student activity fee, or they got multiple budgets they can pull together to get a celebrity just to keep up appearances to do a speaking engagement. Now, in the government contracting market, which is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, my God, they give away government contracts all day long. But here's what I learned about the government contracting market. They don't give a damn about your level of skill. They just want a warm body to service the contract. So you're really not going to be celebrated in the government contracting market. It's like an open bid policy, take it or leave it kind of deal. We're only paying $3,000 for this gig, or the max would probably be $6,000 for a full day worth of training. They're going to try to work the death out of you for $6,000, and they're probably not going to try to pay that a lot of times. I serviced almost every government agency in DC because I live like really close to Washington, DC, and I used to do at least 10 of them every month at $2,000 to $4,000. Now that's some pretty nice money. You can change your zip code, buy a nice 500 Mercedes for the wife, right? And you can live a really nice lifestyle. But I'm making 30 or 40 grand when I'm supposed to be making 50, 60, 70 grand. Now, for me, that's a problem. And if you're in business and you want to speak less and earn more, then you should be charging more. But if you don't know that you're worth it up here, then you're going to keep letting the market give you what they want you to have. And this is what these markets do to you. They say, we don't have the budget. They start bitching and moaning and complaining about. See, I got tired of hearing that. I got tired of the high schools only offering me $500. I got tired of a community center saying, oh, Kevin, the most we can scrape together for you is $750. I got tired of doing 3 assemblies at high schools for $1,000. And by the time I got to the last assembly, I was exhausted. I'm working too much for this money. What is going on? Yeah, I was speaking a lot. Why do you think I got over 2,700 engagements? Because the first 750, I was getting a really tough lesson at getting my ass kicked and slapped around. They were just giving me what they wanted me to have because I didn't understand value in my mind. I didn't understand branding. I didn't know how to transfer knowledge. I was strictly a motivational, inspirational speaker, and that's what happens. Now, if you're a celebrity speaker if you're doing a youth leadership conference, oh, they'll pay you $50K to come in and talk to some kids. But if you don't have a brand like that, you got to be a realist. They'll pay you $5 grand. But you got to speak at a leadership conference. See, the conferences have the bigger budgets. The high schools and the community centers, and the closer you get to the hood at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, they have $0. And you know, speakers, watch this, speakers get caught in a trap. I did the same thing. I'm speaking for free. I got a speaking engagement today. I'm getting no money, or I'm getting very low money. Dr. Kristen, do you know how many times I've done a speaking engagement for a church? This is the next market that will literally suck the life's blood out of your time. You know how many times I've had a speaking engagement? I was in 95 and 100-degree heat in the summertime. The meeting planner walks over to me with $50 cash. Thank you, brother, for your service. I'm sweating bullets, mind you. Barely got enough gas and some money for some fast food on the way home. See, when people start talking to me about this industry that I have went through blood, sweat, and tears, literally crying tears of frustration because I didn't understand it. I have more respect for you being my client right now, us being in a business relationship, so you don't have to see everything I had to see. It's unnecessary. But see, I was stubborn sometimes. And then when I ran into the other speakers that I felt was going to be my buddies, you don't have no friends in this business. Let me get that straight. They're going to be jealous of you, and they're not going to share their marketing secrets with you because it ain't no secrets in this business. It's facts. You either know the facts or you don't. Everybody says, oh man, KTR, man, it's a secret to it. Really? Really, dude? It's the secret. Well, who taught you the secrets? Maybe I can go to them. Oh man, it's just gonna like come to you, KTR. It's just gonna come to you, bro. You'll get it one day. Really, it's gonna come to me. Like, hey, Dr. Krishna, why don't we get some beans? Why don't we get some beans and throw them in the ground and grow a beanstalk, and we can climb up there in the clouds, and it's gonna be a magical check for you at the $5,000+ level. Why don't we sprinkle some pixie dust? And Tinkerbell is going to fly around and magically bless us with high fee speaking engagements. Why don't we do that? Because that's the kind of ridiculousness that I hear in the marketplace right now. See, it's a mindset, Dr. Krishna, and you want to get paid to speak. And I fully intend on helping you become a high fee speaker. You got to know how to say no. Because the youth market and the faith-based market are the main two that will waste your time. Let me tell you something. You got to kill the old you. You got to get them out the way, because the old me was a low-fee speaker. See, the old me wanted to help people so much that I was literally doing myself a disservice. I was hustling backwards. But then all of a sudden, one day, see, that aha moment comes along, Dr. Krishna, just like you have with me. Somebody that really is going to tell it to you like it is and say, you need to stop calling yourself a motivational speaker, man. You need to smarten up. You need to learn about this over here. You need to learn how to market yourself. Now, we create a platform at Speaker Focus where you can learn everything. I had to take I've taken over 270 plus personal and professional development seminars. I had to go over here to learn how to write copy. I had to take a boot camp over here to learn about sales. I had to take this to learn how to sell from the stage. I had to take another seminar to learn how to create some programs. I had to take another seminar to learn how to build sales tools or develop marketing materials. You know how many times I had to take a single course just to learn one thing, but I couldn't ever really get it all in one place. So I got sick of it. I said, I'm going to create a platform that has everything on it that didn't teach it to me. And I'm going to teach it to everybody. And we're going to offer it for an affordable rate. And I'm going to work with business professionals who are serious. And that's the reason why we got the #1 platform for speaker marketing, because nobody else has the balls or guts enough to tell it to you like we tell it to you at Speaker Focus. So we're very honored that you would take your time and get up at 1 a.m. What does that say about you and how you want to learn this business? And you can always get a real conversation from me, because when you send it over to me and it's not right, I'm gonna send it back over to you and say, I'm not gonna tell you that it's not right. I'm gonna say, Dr. Krishna, it's not right, but this is what you need to do to fix it. And I'm gonna work with you every single step of the way. With that kind of support, it's very difficult to fail. See, with the kind of work ethic that you have, please. You're already one of our top students. I already knew it when I onboarded you. I said, she has a work ethic, and she's not just telling me she wants it. She really wants it. See, people that don't show up at 1 a.m. and set their alarm clock on a different time zone. You know how many different time zones me and Austin have to deal with? I mean, if I put some toothpicks on my eyelids like this, I literally could stay up 24 hours a day. But I got to get some sleep. All right. You're a serious-minded business professional. We appreciate you and we respect you. Did you have any other questions that you want to ask?
No, I think that's it. I think I just want to say I'm happy that everything is in one thing, because I had exactly the same issue that you had, as I've been on, I don't know, in this last year, 25 million courses and boot camps and things, and I still don't have a clue how to market.
Wow. See now, Dr. Krishna, would you share with me, obviously, we don't want to put anybody on blast, or we don't want to downgrade another program, because I'm sure you did get some value. But would you just tell me, like, what's some of the stuff that you learned, but what do you feel like was the missing piece of why they still couldn't get you where you needed to be? And all of a sudden you show up as Speaker Focus and you're getting this kind of value in like the first, like, probably like, you haven't even been in a program like 10 days, right? Something like that. Yeah. So just share with me while we're wrapping up, what's some of the other stuff that you got involved in, and why do you feel like it didn't work?
I think, well, okay, there was a lot of click funneling courses that I took, how to build a click funnel.
Okay.
And then the other one was how to how to put an online course together. And that I do for a living, by the way, but trying to find a new way to put these online courses together, enrolled in a platform where these online courses are hosted and supposedly get sold, and with these Facebook groups and all of these things. Then the other one was how to build your brand through Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, to name but a few. The other one was social media marketing, and the other one was Facebook marketing through paid ads. So there's been a lot of these. And the bottom line is that I think these programs are sold at, let's say, $99, €80 to the masses.
Right.
When
A low ticket item is what you're saying, right?
yes,
Yeah.
because and the thing is, they were delivered by high quality people.
Right.
I mean, I don't want, like you said, I don't want to bash people, but they are names. If I should name the names, everybody here should know at least a few of them.
Oh yeah, we know who all of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to name them, but me and Austin know every single person in our space, in the coaching space, that runs ads and who has a low ticket or high ticket offer.
And it's not even necessarily faced on speakers. It was faced on anybody who's got something through experience, that's got something to sell, and how to make a course out of that, or speak or whatever it is on this life experience that you've experienced. And a couple of problems that I had with this is it was aimed at everybody. So me as a professional in health and fitness and wellness suddenly got faced with people posting on social media, I just sold my first course at, I can't even remember, it was something ridiculous like $500 or something.
Okay.
For an online course, it was pre-recorded videos, and it's plonked on this platform, and this person has got no qualification, had some or other debilitating disease, and through physical activity ended up turning his life around.
Wow.
And that's great, and I'm happy for him, but now he's selling services to help other people. And I started questioning this system.
Okay.
Because now you putting people out there to become coaches, to sell courses, to influence people's lives, and they don't have the qualification.
Yep.
So that's the one problem I had with it. And the other problem I had with it is this: there's just too much noise at the moment on social media. You said it. I feel like on social media, if you're not a celebrity or you're not half naked on social media as a woman, you're not going to get your stuff sell.
Yep. Yep. And listen, that's just simply not true. See, we live in a society where, the people that have the real value and the hard work, they're not getting the majority of the likes, because the majority of people are happy just working a job and going through the regular everyday thing. This is a lot of work that it takes to be an entrepreneur. And if you want to see results from it, you are going to put in a massive amount of work. And everybody just wants to go straight to the money. I hear it every single day. You cannot get to the high fee speaking gigs unless you put forth the effort. Now, I had to go through it as much as I didn't like it. I remember I spoke at a conference with another dear friend and a mentor of mine, Dr. George C. Frazier. He's a networking expert. And Dr. Frazier had a real big conference back in the day. He's an ex-Ford Motor executive. And Dr. Frazier is, he's a 20K speaker, right? 20K plus speaker, high fee speaker. Now, at the time I was probably still in my late 20s, and I was just breaking through, but I had so much energy. He said, I got one speaker slot left at my conference and I want to offer it to you. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm gonna give it to you, because I saw you do an interview with Chris Tucker and Jesse Jackson Jr. when I was in Washington, D.C. By the way, I have the only recorded interview with both Jesse Jackson Jr. and Chris Tucker in the history of the entertainment industry together. I got both of them together. They know each other. They grew up together. So now Dr. Frazier saw the way I managed that interview, and he liked my style. I went over and interviewed him about his book, and we just stayed in contact. He said, you are one of the most persistent people I've ever seen in my life with the way you attack what you want. I need that kind of energy in my conference. That was me, Tavis Smiley, Reverend Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson Jr., Les Brown, Willie Jolly. There was a whole bunch of us there, right? The late great Dr. Dick Gregory spoke at that conference. And what happens is you start being in this industry and you start realizing all the people that are doing the bigger things, and they have these bigger platforms. And what Dr. Frazier told me was, he said, I sat here and watched the way you maneuver and work with people, and you don't take no for an answer. And that's really how you have to be. So I came from the bottom in this industry up, right? The fastest way to grow a celebrity brand is to do the work. Like, and all of this kind of, so mark my words, Dr. Kristen, that there is a movement happening right now of people that have quality content like you. And these people that are producing all the frivolous content, they're already fading out and people are sick of seeing it. See, quality leads like you, quality prospects like you, they're sick of seeing that. And the conference coordinator is sick of seeing it. More importantly, conference coordinator calling in some of these people clowns. There's no way a quality conference coordinator is going to give you a check for $10,000. Do you know what level of skill you got to have for the conference, for you to convince the conference coordinator that they're ready to put you in front of their group? You've got to have some skill as a speaker. You got to have some real signature programs. You got to have your business model got to be set up the right way, because a real conference coordinator knows the difference between some BS and somebody that really, really has it together. I'm going to share one quick story, last story with you, Krishna. I'm going to share this with you. I remember one time, and see, this is why you have to stay in your lane. Now, I probably could deliver a master sales class right now because of my level of experience, because I operate a multi-million-dollar sales funnel and all this other kind of stuff, right? But I can tell you this, it was a time when I was not skilled at doing a sales conference. But watch this. Somebody hired me to do a leadership conference, and they hired me to do a management topic. And I believe it was like 5 or 6 kind of subtopics under management and leadership. And I crushed it, right? Because that's what I'm good at. Mm-hmm. Then they asked me, hey, Kevin, now this is me just breaking through at the high fee range, and I was being greedy. Listen to this carefully. So I go do the leadership conference and I do the management and the leadership topic. And then they ask me, hey, I killed it. I crushed it so much. They say, hey, Kevin, could you train our sales team? I said, yeah, I'll train your sales team. Thinking I'm going to go in and talk about leadership. No, they want me to come in and talk about sales. So I really wasn't qualified at the time. Still in my late 20s, I wasn't to the level that I am right now. And I said yes and took the gig at $10,000. I was half good and I was half horrible, because what they really wanted me to do, he wanted me to deliver some hard line selling strategies that was going to increase their bottom line by at least 25 or 30%. And I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to do it, but I took the gig anyway. The guy's name was Jamie. I'll never forget it. He never called me back again. I called him back and asked him for his opinion about the sales conference or whatever. He wouldn't even return my call. That's how pissed he was that I took his money and didn't have the decency to do more research or have the level of skill and what I should have done, because I could have had that contract. Now he wouldn't even hire me for a leadership talk. I couldn't get the business anymore. Well, I should have said no to the sales conference. That's what I should have said. But I said yes, trying to be greedy. Speakers, I'm trying to tell you, you better stay in your lane. You better take your subject matter expertise and your specialty, and you better stand on it and believe in it and develop topics around it. Christian, what did we tell you we were going to help you do? See, it's easy for you because you already are a successful coach. We're going to take your coaching and turn them into speaker topics. Remember we said that? Yeah. Right from the very first call, before you paid us a dime, I start helping you with your signature programs right off the break. Because copywriting is your #1 skill. You work on that and you get good at that, you can write your own ticket in this business. You're going to have more conference coordinators beating down your door than you know what to do with, because we're going to teach you how to do it. And it's hard when you don't know how to do it. But I mean, listen, I'm tired at the end of the day. I don't want to speak to anybody, because Auston makes sure that we got 1,000 leads a week that want to be on our platform. We can't even deal with that many people. That's a good problem to have. And that's the problem we want you to have as well. Do you have those kind of problems? That's what I want to know. Because we want to help you with that. So with that being said, Dr. Chris, I don't know. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to stay. I mean, you sound excited right now. What are you going to do? You're going to go right back to sleep? You're going to have a cup of coffee? You're going to stay up another couple hours? I don't know. You're going to work on your signature programs, right?
Well, I teach people that sleep is very important for wellness. So I have to practice what I preach.
Yes, it is, Dr. Krishna. Good luck with going back to sleep anytime soon. I got it. You probably wind down in another couple hours, though. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, thank you so much for really going hard and sacrificing taking the call. I hope you can make some others, but if you cannot make the call, remember that all of the weekly group calls, you just log into speakerfocus.com, click the Q&A button, and you can see all the weekly group calls, okay?
Okay, perfect. I will see. I like these, so I will probably get up.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay, talk to you real soon.
Thank you.
Okay, now, is anybody else have their hand up? Let me put the mute back on, Dr. Krishna. Does anybody have their hand up for some type of questions that you have for me? I'm always willing to give you some compelling responses. Anybody else? I'm going questions. Questions winding down. I'm going questions once, questions twice. Anybody use the raise hand feature. If I don't see you in the next probably like 10 or 20 seconds, I'm going to start doing my closing, and we're going to wrap up the call. I'm going to say this while anybody else is thinking about whether or not, okay, we got Dr. Glenn that wants to ask a question as well. I love talking to Dr. Glenn. Dr. Glenn, that's my homegirl right there. We live in the same area. Hey, Dr. Glenn, what's going on?
Hey, this is my question to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, this is my conflict. So I know you can tell me one way or the other what I need to do.
Okay.
I'm trying to set up a platform to sell my book.
Okay.
So I wanted to know, because my book, one of my signature programs is that focus.
Yeah.
Should I have two separate Facebook pages, or should I have one with everything up there?
Okay. Now that's a great question. I understand we have a lot of authors on our platform. One of our coaching students, Ayana Gallows. I need to connect both of you through Instagram.
Mhm.
She has a coaching program. She has a literary coaching program. She helps authors. I believe she helped Karis get on the Amazon best-selling list in the first week or two, if I'm not mistaken. Of her being, she's excellent at what it is that she does. Now, Auston, can you jump in here real quick? Because Karis has a technical question. Maybe you could clarify for the purposes of having a website or two, or maybe a landing page to be able to drive traffic to the book.
Yeah.
To be able to offer some value there.
Yeah, I'm here. You can do either. If you look at massive, like #1 New York Times best-selling books like Principles by Ray Dalio, or any Tim Ferriss's books, 4-Hour Work Week, Tools of Titans, they all did separate landing pages, separate social media, separate brands. But then you have other authors like Gary Vaynerchuk, who has best-selling books that just uses one personal page, all of his personal social media pages, and then just had a page on his personal website all about the book that he was launching. So you could do it either way. There's not like a set rule. So it's really up to your preference. I think the simpler, the better. I don't think you're going to get much more juice out of trying to create whole separate brands. You're better off leveraging the brand that you have built up right now. and running under your personal stuff. But if you do prefer to create it separately, you can.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
That's why he's the CTO.
Yeah.
All right. So Kara's just put a comment in there. Yes, she bought my book from number 20 something on the best-selling list of #1 Amazon bestseller. So Antoinette, send me an email reminder and I will connect you and Ayana Gallos. Again, she's one of our top coaching students and she has an excellent program. I know she helps authors move books. That's her specialty. It's not ours. And she can also maybe give you some pointers outside of what Austin said. Definitely, you know, you can go either way if you like, but just keep, whenever you have that one page about your book, like Austin said, just keep it simple. Remember, if I'm the conference coordinator, I really don't want to get overrun, Antoinette, with a bunch of shiny objects like a book and
Right. And I was
coaching.
thinking that, right. That's why I said maybe just a landing page for that.
Exactly.
Do my
Exactly.
yeah, everything.
And the key is you got to understand how to boost sales, and that's a whole nother sales funnel.
Right.
Now, I do understand that we have authors on our platform and they run into that kind of stuff, and a lot of them have just got to get the book out. Some of them have taken retainers with their publishing companies and they're really focused on it. And I understand if that's part of your journey, and I get it. So what you want to make sure of is that, you know, I believe that Ayana at least offers like a free consultation. Maybe you want to talk to her about some of the ways that you can move more books and you can market your book, because that's what she specializes in. And I know for a fact, Karis Reed got to Amazon bestseller because of Ayana. Brian Majors, another one of our top coaching students, played with the Harlem Globetrotters for years. Got Brian to the #1 best-selling Amazon author, helping Brian move up. I think Brian's up in like in the first couple of weeks, he moved like 1,000 books. You know, hey, if that's extra income that you feel like you want to do, we don't specialize it on our platform, but we definitely will connect you to Ayana. Have a conversation with her and see what she says, and see if she's somebody that you feel comfortable working with. We feel comfortable giving a referral. And because she's helped a lot of our students move that thing forward. That'll just be another thing, Dr. Glenn, that you have that's one of your credentials. A book gives you more credibility, right? Just like all your other credentials, you being a doctor gives you more credibility. We want to showcase all that stuff inside your speaker info kit. That's where the book is really going to help you the most. One page of your speaker info kit needs to be the book. A write-up of the book, a picture of the book, and a nice picture of you up there, and that's it.
Okay.
I'll add another thing in here. What I would recommend too, we've run managed campaigns before for bigger time authors and celebrities, and you know, they had a goal of hitting New York Times best-selling list, and what we found is it's too expensive and difficult. You know, we're talking, you need a budget of $500,000 to even get close to hitting that list, and marketing and promotion, people buying your books all around the world. So we recommend focusing on the Amazon list.
Yeah.
If you don't have like 1 million+ followers, just like in a huge audience, just focus on becoming an Amazon bestseller. It's a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
And it's still a really great you know, feather in your cap. It's a really great credential if you can get on the best-selling list of Amazon. And it's a lot easier. It's a lot less bureaucratic than New York Times bestseller.
Yep. And watch this. You got that gold star that says Amazon best-selling author that you can now put inside your marketing materials. See, everything that you're doing that Austin's talking about, it's the separation, it's the simplicity, it's the complementary piece to your speaker business without overwhelming the speaker business.
Right.
See, remember the conference coordinator, this is the reason why our template on our platform is so simple. People are like, see, and these are things that you got to look at. And I learned these kind of things from Austin all the time about simplicity. You go to Google's website, you go to Google's landing page, it's real simple. You go to Apple's landing page, it's real simple. People, other speaker coaches try to attack us. Oh, your website is real simple. It's not fancy enough. Okay, well, it makes a whole lot of money. So what are you talking about? Right?
Yes.
See, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Is your speaker business turning dollars? Do you understand how to make yourself look to the conference coordinator? It doesn't matter about the rest of these clowns, Dr. Glenn. What matters is that you are going to take your professional credentials, and that's the reason why the speaker info kit is so important. Because instead of scattering everything over the website, you're going to put all of that inside the speaker info kit. And watch this. If you try to print something from a website, it kind of prints funky. You know, it's not aligned the right way. You're going to have stuff all crooked. Website pages don't print out properly. That's why you need it in a PDF format, so it prints out on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. See, these are all the kind of things that I learned over a number of years trying to market myself. See, it's better to send links than attachments. You know why? Because it may catch a security. It may, so send links. Send a link to your speaker info kit. Send a link to the website. Send a link to the speaker video demo. Now all they're doing is opening up hyperlinks.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Follow the template. You got it?
Yes.
Don't forget to send me the message. Ayana is amazing. She's doing amazing things with her coaching program like we are. I wouldn't send you to her if I didn't think she could get you some results. It's at least worth taking a look at, okay?
Okay.
You're a brand new author. You need to talk to her because that's all she does.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else with another question? Okay, I'm winding down. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It's been another session of key information for you to be able to grow your speaker business. I want you to listen to my parting shouts tonight very carefully. You are not going to blow your speaker business up on a high level unless you put in the work. I'm talking about every little finite detail, every single checklist, building out your message in the right way, and doing everything else you have to do in order to grow your brand. Now, this is what I can guarantee you if you follow all the steps. I don't make promises, I make guarantees. If you build your speaker business the right way, and when you start setting up your automation and you're talking to Auston back and forth and he's giving you consultation on, hey, Auston, should I run a Facebook ad first or should I do free organic outreach? Why don't you try to master the free organic outreach because it costs you nothing, and then you can get your money back off your coaching program first with your first booking. And then when you start growing your business, you can say, hey, you're going to come to a point where you're going to say, hey, Auston, should I run Facebook ads? How much money should I spend every day? And these kind of things right there is what's going to make your speaker business grow. But those of you who think that you're going to cut corners in this business, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. Do the work, put forth the effort, and I guarantee you, when your speaker business is ready to go to market, these conference coordinators are going to be on you like white on rice, and we're going to help you do it. But I cannot force you to do the signature programs and build out the marketing materials and start posting videos on your social media the right way. I can't force you to go in and start learning everything you need to learn about module number 5. I can't make you download the documents and sit there and spend hours upon hours making the edits for all of the sales tools. I can't force you to not look at the video for sales cycle training and not understand how to manage the conference coordinator properly. I can't force you to not build the confidence up so you can have the proper pricing conversation. And this is what I guarantee you. See, when your speaker business is set up the right way, the conference coordinator, please, they're not even going to have the skill to back you up on your heels. You're going to be able to dominate this industry, and the conference coordinator, you're going to create so much value. They're going to be itching to get to you on the phone. And then you're going to walk them through the needs assessment and put them in a difficult position to tell you no. That's what I do to clients every single day. I make them feel uncomfortable and I put them in a difficult position to tell me no. Now, if you're not serious, you're not serious. But the ones who are, they are not going. Antoinette, you got another question? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
My second question.
Okay, no problem.
My last one for the night.
It's okay. Go ahead.
A second phone for my business piece. you know, if I have people calling me to book me, would you suggest I have a second line just for business?
Yes, if you don't want people calling your personal line,
I don't.
okay, then you should have now. I'm not sure what kind of carrier you have, but you can
I
have
have
a second.
T-Mobile.
Okay, you can get a second line on your phone without getting a second phone. If they'll allow you to do that, just do that. You can have a different ring when your clients call you.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't have to get a second number, is what you're saying.
No. What I'm saying is you can get a second number. You should
Oh,
have
okay.
you should have a separate business number, a signature email address like Antoinette@drglenn.com or whatever it is. You should not have a Gmail address, putting that on your marketing collateral. Everything should point back to your brand.
Right.
Period. Signature email address, signature website, custom telephone number, your address, not your home address. Go to Regis and set up something that has a real physical address. Don't use a PO box. If you can help it, use a real physical address. It just gives you a more present, it gives you more polished and professional image.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Antoinette, I love you. Keep chopping away at
I
it.
love
Okay?
you too. I am.
Yeah. Don't forget to send me that message so I can connect you with Ayana. Okay.
I sure will.
All right.
Okay.
Talk to you real soon.
All right.
I can't wait to purchase a copy of your book. Make sure you send me a link so I can make sure I support you. Okay.
I definitely will. Yes.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
You got my money. Okay. No problem. All right. Let me see. Okay. I don't see any more hands raised. So I'm going to wrap this up. Remember, building the proper stages of your speaker business. All it's going to do is give you leverage. You don't have any leverage if you don't build your business the right way. The conference coordinator is going to have leverage. You know what kind of leverage it's going to be? Slapping you around and giving you what they want you to have. When your business is put together sloppily, they're going to keep you in the broke, begging, and desperation mode category, and you're going to keep sitting there accepting $1,000. It disgusts me to my stomach when I talk to a TEDx speaker and they still say they're charging $2,000 to speak. I don't even understand what you're doing. If I had a TEDx logo on top of me getting $50K for 1 hour of my time right now, I'd be charging even more, and my fees are getting ready to go up. What you don't understand is KTR is getting ready to go back on tour. This is what you don't know. And you're going to have my money. You're going to have my check, and it's going to be big. This is what happens when you take the time to build a brand. You offer so much value. What do you think they're paying Gary Vaynerchuk $250,000 for to speak? Because he has a huge brand, right? You got to be good if you want to get more money. What does that consist of? Practice, 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 and more practice on your signature programs. If you're not practicing your signature programs 3 to 5 times a day, I don't simply know what the hell you're doing. It consists of practice. It consists of practicing more on your signature programs. Oh, did I forget to tell you that you have to practice your signature programs? And then you got to go back in and practice again. And then, see, I can't get enough of practice. I can't get enough of getting better. Repetition after repetition after repetition. Oh, let me memorize all my signature programs. Let me go through and memorize every single thing that I'm talking about when I do my opening. So when the announcer is saying your name at the conference and they say, "Hey, welcome into the stage, America's leading focus expert, Kevin T. Robertson. KTR, come to the stage." I got a little check box in my head, a timer that says 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you going to be ready when the final countdown and it's time for you to get on that stage? Is your speaker business going to be set up properly? Are you going to be able to go out there and deliver the message? Because a lot of you are talking a lot of shit about you can deliver value, but yet I don't hear it. Yet I don't see it in your signature programs. That's 80% of the YouTubers blowing hot air, noise, no value. If I'm a conference coordinator, I'm not hiring that. I'm not hiring you to come into my organization. Why? So you can make it worse? I got enough motivation. I got enough people talking at the water cooler about a bunch of bullshit that simply doesn't matter. And you want me to invite you low fee speaker, motivational, inspirational speaker. You're so proud of it, like I used to be. It's ridiculous. Don't let that conference coordinator diminish your value by you lowering your standards just because you don't want to put in the work. Where's your pride? Where's your dignity? Where's your self-respect? Think about where you came from. Think about how many people died and sacrificed and had to put some food on the table so you can have a better life. And you telling me, this is the kind of stuff I hear every day. Well, out of KTR, I don't really want to book the speaking engagements. I want someone else to do it for me. I just don't have the bandwidth to book my own speaking engagement. I don't want to do it. You know, KTR, I'm just to a point in my career. This is men and women I'm talking about. A lot of moaning and complaining. You sound like a little baby right now. Yeah, dog. I don't really know if I'm ready for that. You don't sound ready. I don't really know if I'm interested in getting serious about that right now. Well, then don't be serious. Guess what? And the conference coordinator is not serious about paying you at the high fee level. KTR, it just seems like a lot, man. Woo, whoa. It seems like a lot. Watch this. Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask to just build the business the right way? See, my check is a lot. That's what I know. It's too much. It's a lot for you to handle. But see, my check is a lot when I build it the right way. Oh, you think it's just going to happen because you're going to will it to happen. Oh, you've taken a couple NLP courses. You've taken a Tony Robbins certification course, and all of a sudden you think that you're going to be Tony Robbins. Oh, that's what you think. You've taken a John Maxwell course, and you think that you're going to be John Maxwell. Until you realize it doesn't work like that. And oh, you think you're going to get bookings are just going to come left and right without you having an automated system set up? KTR, I just don't know. I'm a little apprehensive because I've been burned so many times taking these other programs. I don't really know about Speaker Focus. Well, I don't know about you. I don't know if we want you in our program. Watch this. I don't know if you're ever going to become a high fee speaker. That's what I know. I know. If you don't know, I tell you what, if you don't know, I know. That kind of shit, if you think you're going to pull that on me, I'm going to be the one to have to tell you that that's a defeatist attitude. If you're waiting for the agents, the PR people, the booking managers, these fake ass college booking people who claim they could get you these agencies who claim they're going to get you fees. People, if you don't take responsibility into your own hands to do the booking, why wouldn't you want a predictable and consistent way of attracting conference coordinators? Austin's going to teach it to you right there in module number 5. You act like you can't ask them questions. We're accessible. You actually can show up on a Zoom session and ask a real question. Wow, where are they doing that? Where are they giving away more information about the speaking game than anybody ever has done in the history of the time? On the first call before you even pay? Damn, where are they doing that? Oh, it's called speakerfocus.com. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the staff at Speaker Focus, I appreciate everybody managing the estate. I appreciate everybody on our platform. I appreciate all the people that provide support to us at Speaker Focus. On behalf of my business partners, on behalf of my main man, Auston Troyer. Auston Troyer should have a cabinet seat with the new administration. That's how smart he is. Auston Troyer should work for NASA. And I'm going to be sitting right there beside him with a white lab coat on, acting like I know what's going on. Because guess what? Austin's going to teach it to me anyway. We're elevating, ladies and gentlemen, in the Speaker Focus platform. And I love it every single day. Okay, now, on behalf of Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus, and co-founder Auston Troyer, ladies and gentlemen, get used to it and learn to love it, because it's the #1 platform for speaker marketing on planet Earth, and we're happy to be of service to you. I'll catch you right here the next time. Have a great evening. Stay focused on your goals and dreams, man. There's a lot to live for. I'm telling you, man, we're upgrading over here. I love you. I'll see you next week. Damn, I love this game.